Hello and welcome everybody. This is going to be another edition of the Daily Dharma. My name's Dina, for those who don't already know me, haven't viewed the channel before. Welcome to all. I will let you know today, for some reason, the preceding message was already recorded. It was something to do with attachment energy and our budding abilities as mediums and the need to protect our energies. Now, if that resonates with you, whether attachment to a way of being, a previously incarnated soul, or to someone seeking to attach to your light in this time and space, or whether you just identify with being a medium or somebody who is somebody who assists individuals in transitioning, you may want to check out those messages. So getting into today's messages for the Daily Dharma, we are going to move on from that and see what else wants to come out. The 17 card is already popping out and another one face down. I'm just going to get a couple more cards to come out and then we'll show them. The first one is Earth, number 17. Second one, let's flip that up. All right, number 3, Benefactor, Grace and Generosity. I think one more trip through here. Take a couple of those. That one. One more time for a second row. That one. That one. This one. One more. That. All right, that's it. So underneath we have number 6, the Cosmic Womb, Divine Feminine. I'm seeing the caterpillar energy there. It's a very ethereal, what do I want to say? Like a very subtle energy. We may be talking about the subtle bodies around you and how we then create by virtue of our subtle bodies and how we hold resonance. Let's see what popped out. We have quite a few cards. So I'll show you first the first two, Earth and Benefactor. Earth to me talks about like earthly situations and being in its position. It talks about where we've come from, and perhaps in this moment it's talking about looking back through the mind's eye at previous situations, at how we were brought up, the early influences, parents, authority figures, friends and siblings, and situations. Some type of context here is being referenced. And with the Benefactor, Grace and Generosity, I sense that this is something that's happened previously where there was a leg up, or maybe others have seen you as having some type of lucky or beneficial, or like maybe somebody said, oh, you have some kind of guardian angel around you or something like this. This Grace and Generosity, it seems that I want to get more cards, but for some, this may actually create somewhat of a tinge of guilt here. And I feel like this is someone else's opinion that they deserved something more than what they got, and that it's difficult sometimes for you to even talk about your blessings and your perspectives, because just talking about your inner successes and the choices that you've made creates a bit of envy in somebody who's close to your energy here. It could even be a superficial relationship, but somebody who's in proximity with us, like a coworker, or it could be a sibling or a friend that is dealing with their own life journey and their own life choices. And that you're looking back at something and saying, was I just lucky? And I think that Spirit's coming in to say that this grace and generosity is something that you greatly are seen sharing your insights, sharing your beliefs with others so that they can choose to make the sacrifices and to have the perspectives that you've employed in order to create this life for yourself and to get these benefits, that it's not just things that you're just being given like the silver spoon idea. It's things that you have conjured by the use of your energy, by the consistency of your choices, and by the spirit of adventure and the integrity of your spirit that's coming through here. And that then you share it forward. What you've learned, you humbly share both your failures and misunderstandings and your growth and awareness, as well as the successes that you've had. And that's why you're blessed, because you're giving awareness and you're giving a voice to others to be able to employ their own free will. So coming out also on this row, yeah, okay, so 34, we have many paths. And then we have, yes, didn't I not? Okay. I shouldn't be so impressed with the things that pop out of my mouth. I don't mean to be. 44, master number 44 is about the sacrifices, as we said, that you had to make certain sacrifices in order to achieve these changes and shifts in your own life, that you did the right thing. And then here we have next number 13, dream thief, refusal of the call, and then fool's embrace, transmuting pain, with the master number 22. So, okay, good. I'm going to start a new row. This is a bit more in the cards than I thought I was going to pull out. So yeah, okay, we went through those. So the sacrifices that you've made, that this individual has perhaps allowed, if there is any type of envy, that's where the story seems to be calling, that this individual has had difficulty answering their own calling, the calling of their soul. They've had some type of issue or friction in being able to step away from temptation to create the consistency and the sacrifices of immediate pleasure for walking with their own character integrity. Not that they're bad and not that they've made bad choices, but that sometimes the most loving and beneficial thing that we can do is to create healthy boundaries, or to detach from something and to not walk the path of codependency, but to really allow ourselves the independence and the awareness of our own power as we disconnect from safety and security, to walk that difficult journey away from the security of groupthink and acceptance, and to stand outwardly vulnerable in one's authentic alignment. And those are the choices that you've made. And so this is telling you not to allow this person's life path and life choices to create any type of doubt or sabotaging influence or undue attachment to your process. It's as though, this comes through sometimes as the unconscious parent or other family member that comes from a similar dynamic but has made different choices. You have the same genetics perhaps, but then your lives become reflective of those choices that you've made many, many consistent times over and over again. And so don't let them doubt the blessings that you've created. Don't allow that person to say, well, you're not allowed to step forward into your success because just look at me. I didn't have that success. What gives you the right to achieve beyond where I allowed myself to achieve? And we know when we say that, it sounds ridiculous, and I would never do that. But there's something here about somebody, I want to use the word gaslighting. It doesn't have to be so intense, but somebody who wants to victimize themselves in your presence and somehow try to hook you or attach you or obligate you to stay small because that's where they're at. Now, this can often happen when we start to outgrow other individuals and they're like, oh, you've changed. Well, we're all supposed to change. This is why this looks like such what's the caterpillar, not catharsis, it's the chrysalis phase. The chrysalis phase is the cocoon that we break forth and evolve from. And so, yeah, don't hold yourself back. Let's see what all these other cards are. So, face up on the next pile, we have the Hunter 27. You walk with a lot of powerful totem animals. I feel like you're not only an old soul, but you're a very earth angel type energy. Maybe you resonate with some of the very earthly type early cultures. Many stepping through here. I always see a charioteer wheel. I see some Egyptian lore, some Native American indigenous, some perhaps Lyrian roots with this uh, beak of a bird. Somebody perhaps with red, fuzzy, frizzy, curly hair stepping forward here. Owl energy. There's a lot of powerful totems. Elk, medicine man, shaman. The hunter is one who, lifetime to lifetime, is able to seek the path. You know, we've got that many paths card out here for a reason. It's between the 3 and the 44, and it's number 34. It's like we have the creative juices to choose our own adventure in life. And out of all of these paths, you've been able to gather all these resources, gather these experiences into life, into the richness of life, the nectar of life. And you continue to seek for ways to self-develop and to bring this forward to others. And because of this, the energy that you're here to create in this world, and the sacrifices that you've made in very real time here on earth in this incarnation, you've made difficult choices that are transforming you, and you're able to be the way shower for many different individuals and to open up many different pathways. Excuse me a moment. I didn't turn on my do not disturb, so I have to just clear this call. There we go. Many paths is like you being able to resonate and to create some type of way shower energy to hold the light at the end of the tunnel for all of these various different people, various walks of life, so many vast different experiences and life choices. And that it's like you're the one at the opening of the tunnel saying, I made it out. I got this lantern so that you guys can see the way through this tunnel. And this is like perhaps why I keep getting this imagery of convergence. It's like having made it into the portal, the eye of the needle that's so tiny. It's the narrow path that requires breaking through ego death after transformative life change, and saying no thank you, I've had enough, to those that would steal our energy, any type of parasitic vampire type energies, any type of disempowering dynamics like the false twin flame dynamic and or the narcissist empath dynamic. It's like perhaps we had to face these various highly emotionally charged and highly exploitative dynamics in order to recognize the other extremity of the human dynamic, and then to have this extreme awareness that of being far over here and far over here, being a mirror for the center. It's like now you've found yourself in the eye of this narrow pathway, and all of these vast other energies resonating with the eye of the needle, but like kind of feeling around in the dark for where is that opening? I know I left that light switch here a minute ago. I was just tapped in, tuned in, and turned on, and where did it go? Something about the law of attraction, and then lighting yourself up with the power to believe in what you're here to do, to be, and to create, and to disavow, is that the right word? to disengage from what would steal your energy, because you're too important here to waste time and energy on those who refuse their own calling and want to then stand in our way. Because when they stand in our way, and we're here to hold that portal open for so many, them doing so is quite karmically charged. Now, I don't say that in any type of retribution. I feel pity for those individuals who would stand in their own way and in the way of so many. They obligate themselves to a more difficult journey, but we send them love and understanding. 31 comes next. In the hand, the universe is your partner. 31. You've learned what you were meant to learn. That yellow heart held in the balance of that universal hand is reminding me of just being uplifted by spirit, feeling creatively inspired to be able to pull our will forward and to say, yes, there was a time where I really thought I could do this or shift this dynamic, but I've spent enough time, energy, and attention here, and it's like hearing I just want to use voice of God very loosely for those who are challenged by that, resistant to it in any way. It's like we try and try and try until all of a sudden it's like we're called, and it's like, all right, I gotta go. And then when that voice reaches you, it's like, I got to go. Game over, and so the universe is lifting you out of a situation that was getting you all caught up, getting you tangled into something. And I see you dusting yourself off, washing your energy clean, and recognizing that the universe has something bigger and better in store for you, and that any type of confusion or lower energetic resonance that you've dealt with here is you're being delivered from some situation. I'm seeing that Dream Thief is 13 and in the hand is 31, and they are in a line here diagonally, because I've got 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2, and we've got 4 left to uncover here. There's some type of mirroring, like I was saying with the narcissist empath. It's like the dream thief, or those situations that are undermining or inviting us to be in conflict energy rather than being in co-creative synergistic energy. We're being shown both pathways, and we're like, well, this is a no-brainer. I feel some attachments here because I want to help everybody, but I'm feeling called here. And so do we give our energy to this lower attachment, this anchor energy that wants to drag us down further to their level? Because there's always equalization when we deal with others, unless we are some kind of pinnacle of energy that can't be influenced. But I would suggest that in long enough situations, if somebody's here and we are here, that we reach down to grab them and they reach up to show up for us until there's this equalization. And then when there's the cutting through or rejection, abandonment, whatever, when we move away, then our natural ability to be at a certain level is like the bobber that pulls us to the surface, and their heaviness and their anchoring pulls them back down to their natural resonance. So we may have been buoying another individual, but even though that's great sounding to some degree, it doesn't sound so great when we're recognizing that our buoy is being held under the surface of the water, correct? And that's what's coming through, is that some situation had the potential, they had the teachings, they had our heart, and it's time for us to seek for our own air. Yeah, air. Was that in the previous reading? I think it was in the previous reading. Something about a breath of fresh air, getting air, needing air. Okay. The journey. Okay. Directly below many paths here, we have the journey. Number 29 reduces to an 11. There's that owl energy and fox energy, some other, but it's about transmutation. Oh, it's also connected and in between. So it's many paths, then dream thief, fool's embrace, then the journey below, kind of in a four-way here. And so, yeah, it's like the journey is like the ability and then the need to transmute any type of disappointment or expectations that have been dashed, or even some type of disloyalty or betrayal energy, or even self-sacrifice that has been employed because of an urge to assist and help and transmute the pain of others and to uplift them from their suffering, but needing to leave something behind because it's become too much for us. It's like we can grieve and mourn things that aren't necessarily physically dead, but that we have to turn our backs on in some regard. And that's where I sense that you're at, that it's not coldness, it's not unloving, it's actually the highest loving thing we can do, to then allow somebody to choose their own path, to choose their own adventure on a soul level without letting ourselves be karmically entangled and drawn under the current. Because if somebody's choices have such gravity, we can't on a soul level betray our own soul. We're here to protect our own soul. We love to protect others, but all we can do is show the way. All we can do is hold the light. And to be a keeper of the light, the lantern, the fire held under the water is going to go out, and then we are not able to even get our own way out of the dark. And this has happened to many individuals. And those of us with the capacity to sacrifice the attachment in order to uplift the greater amount, it's like it can be a difficult decision, and I honor you for that. Crown Games, right use of power, number 8. That one's come out a little bit recently. There's somebody here employing tactics and strategy and manipulation and emotional obligation to hopefully re-entangle the energy, to draw us back into this attached codependent energy. And with this in the hand, universe is our partner. This is okay, Crown Games right below sacrifice. I'll put a thumbnail of this out so you guys can see the beauty of how this comes through. It comes through this way here. So that yellow energy is like we're being uplifted out of somebody's manipulation by our ability to choose and to sacrifice the self in many different ways that have previously been mentioned. We are being shown through the manipulation because of our ability to hold the light. This benefactor card is also stepping forward with that supposed lucky energy. We are being protected because of, I don't want to say like one soul is more valuable than the next. However, what I want to say is that because of the clarity and consistency of our character and integrity and our urge to assist, that we are advocating for the light, and therefore it's easier for us to find the light, and therefore it's easier for the universe to show up in our lives, and it's easier for us to trust the light and the universal forces and to follow that. And so yes, the universe is protecting us more, but it's not because of some luck. It's because of our ability to listen and to walk those difficult parts of our journey, whether we have to walk it alone or not, because we know how important it is to our own soul's karma and to stepping into our calling on a very big level. And this inversely is also part of the karmic path that we were meant to walk with another, or with another energy that has shown up and challenged us throughout our life. And our consistency is graduating us from something that has previously weighed us down, and it's helping us to step up out of this old energy and into a greater capacity to help more individuals. So yeah, it's giving us more power now. Like I said, to be at the end, it's brightening our light to call in more abundance and more benefactors, more blessings, and more opportunities. because we're asking for the opportunities to help others. And so in that way, others are also praying for us to be their guide, and we're praying for them to be our guide. We're praying for each other. We're invoking and envisioning each other succeeding. And therefore, those of us attracting success and light and love are gathering the light at the end of the tunnel, and more are arriving and gravitating towards that every moment. Fire. Don't let your fire get eclipsed by the watery depths of the other individuals. We can throw them a life preserver, but we can't stay in the water and hold them up if they're determined to swim the other direction down to the bottom. Horned cactus, resourcefulness, 29. What else was 29? In the previous reading, we had it was the journey. And this comes right on the corner of the journey. Oh, that's gorgeous. The journey and the horned cactus. It's like we are transmuting, releasing all of this energy. Sad that this individual would employ these tactics and not employ the love that we thought we shared, because the love is always still there. But look at how these wings and these horns, something there. I don't know if a Taurus is involved in this, or if are we talking about Uranus being at the very end of Taurus? Something about moving through that energy of attachment on a collective level, where we've really been dealing with comfort zones, with patterned thinking, patterned behavior, patterned relationships, patterns of self-sabotage, patterns of fearing success, fearing of being seen, negative attention. We're moving through all of these. But with this resourcefulness, it's like all of these were not wasted time. It was so much the gorgeous energies that go into the recipe of who and what and how we are here on purpose. But with those spikes coming out of the cactus, it's like, yeah, there's that resonance of the center that is our watery depths, but we also have those prickly edges for a reason, to create proper boundaries around ourselves, because we're not here to be exploited or to, break open for other individuals necessarily. We're here to be whole and complete, and to stand in our business. There's some type of new fertility coming into the heart space here, and return of proper finances. Somehow this is entangled with our ability to manifest our own abundance. So you may have been going through a cycle since you've been re-engaged in this energy of inability to birth material abundance in some way. And this long-standing pattern is something that we're breaking through, and our resources, our growth and our fertility, our creativity is coming fully back online in our lives, and holding these better boundaries, more empowered boundaries, is also going to show others a new level of this gorgeous energy of the tough love of the feminine that's been coming through for years, since like 2012, 2015. The tough love of the feminine has been gathering in courage and momentum and ferocity, humility, all at the same time. Let's see, lastly, if we have some code cards. That one wanted to be shown. It's healing, it's on the ground, and that's also a number 29. That's the third 29. And here it is, 29 on the clock, and we've got a few more falling out. Underneath, perfect, 44, universal love. And we had 44 here with the sacrifice. So yeah, it's the universal love force energy that you are sacrificing for. Yes. Some of you may have put a good deal of your personal resources on the line for somebody else. You may have opened your home to other individuals who took advantage, roommates and so on. You may have been left holding the bag. You may have been left to do the healing of all individuals in a situation, something like this, but your sacrifices will not be unrewarded. So healing comes out first. I'll give you a look at that one. Raphael coming through powerfully to bring the healing waters to wash over our hearts and to help us to generate more peace and consolation in that we did choose what we would have chosen over and over again, because now it shows us that we didn't even need those resources, so to speak. It's that it was never about those earthly things, and someone else's greed chose their path and our sacrifice chose ours. Oh, beautiful. Starting and ending the reading with earth from different decks. So prosperity and earth, 36 and 24. I absolutely love that. So yes, what did I say? We're going to be rewarded in some way. Some karmic reward is coming through. Whatever we feel that we may have lost, a lost opportunity or a lost resource, is being replenished, because this is the world of abundance, not of poverty. That's where we started this reading. Humble beginnings, those earthly beginnings, and we are being able to choose differently to create wealth of spirit and what comes next, but the embodiment of that vibrational resonance. And if we have a giving, grateful, abundant heart, in tune and aligned with unity consciousness and the universal love, feeling supported and embraced by the great mother Gaia, then that prosperity of spirit comes through in physical. And when I saw this card, I saw the Kali card that was the baby being held up in the hands of the mother. It's like the rebirth of spirit in this moment is more profound than we're even aware of, perhaps on some level. But I think that we're feeling it. We're feeling it. We're being delivered. And trust anything that is passing out of your life, because anything that we are asked to sacrifice at this time, whether it seem like, oh well, this 30-year unsatisfying marriage, there's a lot of investment there, don't regret that time. Don't see it as a loss. See it as the investment in the rest of your future of love and light and peace, because your peace is here to lead others home. So I love you all so very much. I appreciate you coming on this journey with me today, and for holding the light, for holding the portal open for so many, and for making those powerful sacrifices so that others can find their way home. Yes, frequency shift yet again under the deck. Shifting your frequency. Oh my gosh. Full circle from months ago. Right and right order. We're coming up nonstop together for like 2 weeks. Yes, so something that we're channeling or writing or putting into vibrational truth and into earthly capacity, sculpting our future. We are putting things in right order. We are leading others back into the heart space, back home, into universal consciousness here. So everything is in good timing. Trust the process. You are right where you belong. Thank you so much for your service. Thank you so much for your time and attention. Sending you so much love. Until next time.